Good evening. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I decided to do a podcast tonight. I haven't done one in a few days, so I need to talk to y'all. I've been looking at social media, and I've been seeing some crazy things on social media. Women fighting over men. Ladies, no, that's a no. That is a complete no. And I'm going to tell you why. One, because if a man cheats on you, he has no respect for you nor the woman that he is with. Okay? That's number one. He don't have respect for either one of you. So with that being said, y'all fighting each other, and he played you both. I was just watching a video where they were saying how a woman decreases value when she have baby after baby after baby. Then a man no longer wants her because she's all stretched out. But see, what happens is these men don't respect our bodies. That's nothing to do with the babies, because once you have a baby, your body goes right back to its form. Yeah, it's hard to do exercise and get that flat belly back that we had, before the babies. Why? Because we're caring for a family. Most of the time it'd be the kids and that man. So you don't have time to work on yourself as a woman. Okay? But this is why I tell people, I'm not big on the weight thing. I don't care whether a man likes it or not. You know why? Because there is men that love it. Then there's some that don't. You ain't got to be with me. Okay? All men are not the same. They all like different things. Okay? So, if your man thinks you too fat because you ain't got too fat, you go find a man that likes thick women. It don't stop. I'm going to tell you, ladies, how to keep your vagina tight. Okay? I mean, of course, you can't have sexual intercourse every single day and expect it to go back to tight. Okay? However, taking hot baths with salt will pull it back into shape. It will shrink it back down. Okay? Because you got to remember, it's some of these men bang on you, and when they banging on you, they're stretching your body out of proportion. Okay, see, they don't think about it like that. Just like if they beating you or hitting you, it takes time to heal. So you have to go through the healing process of your body shrinking back up. This is why we tell women to take baths. This is why we tell women to use bath salt, so their bodies can close back to its original form. Men have the tendency to put women down, And as a woman of 2 marriages and a 17-year relationship, it's one thing you can't do is let a man put you down. One, because it was something that brought him there. It was something that led him to wanting to marry you. It was something that led him to wanting to impregnate you. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have had sex with you raw. And if he's just that stupid to where he so-called wasn't thinking or was intoxicated and want to blame it on the liquor, then that's his loss, not yours. You don't look at yourself as being devalued. Now, granted, yes, women, we go through a lot. I had a man tell me the other day, and if I was standing next to him, I would have slapped the shit out of him, and I'm going to tell you why. He going to say to me, you strong. And see, that's the problem. They think that we're so strong that they can do anything they want to do to us. Okay? And when a man mistreats his woman, that means he don't even give a damn about his mother. So you don't want to be with him anyway. And that's just the facts. The way a man treats his mother and his child, especially a female child, shows you if that man is fit for you. Men are a lot different than women. We have a way of attaching ourselves to men via soul. And it's not something that we do, is that it happens. Okay, this is the way God designed it. Okay, because when you have intercourse with a person, you also are creating a soul attachment. Then they want to go out and create other soul attachments and bring that into your world, okay, and into your life, which can cause a lot of chaos. Men don't have the tendency to think about all those things, and then they wonder why so many bad things happen to them. They create the chaos, and then they want to play victim afterwards. Okay, I get it, ladies. I've been there. I know. I understand. The pain is phenomenal sometimes, especially when you have put so much out there for your mates, so much love, the sleepless nights for them when they're sick, just like if they were your children, and they'll go out and go be with another woman. It'll make you want to kill them. But then if you kill them, you go to jail. Who suffers? You do. Not him, because he's dead already. Okay, it may make you feel better, but that's only temporarily. So what we do, and the way we held things down back in my generation was, oh, you want to cheat? You cheat. I don't want to be with you. And you stick by it. Because you don't want to subject yourself and your soul to that negativity. As bad as it hurts, as much as you want to be with that person, you tell them no. You tell them no. Especially if they're going to bring chaos into your life. Fighting. When he don't give a damn about neither one of you. Anytime a man, okay, now you got to remember, this is his body parts. His sacred body parts. Is putting his sacred body parts into multiple women. He has some type of self-esteem issue. Maybe he was abused. Maybe he was sexually abused. He just has self-esteem issues. That's what that indicates. Anytime you have a man that just cannot dedicate himself to one woman and stay with that one woman, something is wrong with them. Okay? And that's just the bottom line. We have the tendency as women to try to overlook some of the things and try to get past the hurt. But once you've gotten past the hurt of a man cheating on you, the love is not the same. So why would you want to be with him anyway? For the kids. Yes, we try to do it for the children. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I'm going to tell y'all two stories. I had one fight over my oldest daughter's father. This girl, Tammy, God bless her soul, because she wound up getting killed 2 days later. She ran up on me. He had my daughter. Okay, pushing her in a stroller. I'll never forget this day. It's like it was yesterday. He had my daughter in a stroller. And he was pushing her. And I said, "Give me my child. I'm going home." He told me no. So I was like, "And what are you doing with her?" He was with this girl, the girl Tammy. I said, "What are you doing with her?" And he was like, "Oh, we just chilling." So she looked at me. She was like, "Why don't you just tell her? Why don't you just tell her?" I said, "Tell me what?" She was like, "No, we're not just chilling. That's my man." I said, "Oh, is it? Okay, well, give me my child." So he expected me to go crazy, right? Which I didn't. And I was young. I wasn't going crazy. Just give me my baby. So she started talking all this mess, and she swung on me. That was the worst thing she could have done. Y'all know what happened after that. I wailed on her, and of course he gave me my baby at that point, because then he took her and tried to get away, trying to break up the fight or whatever. And from that point on, I said, "That's it. That will not be my life. Okay, if he doesn't want to be with me, you let it go." That doesn't mean that she's stealing your man. It doesn't mean that you less than who you are. It just means that he doesn't know who he is or what he wants. And you don't want to be caught up in the rim of that. So you let him go. That's the way it works. I had another incident. You always get these ones that think that they have to fight you because they dealing with your man. So, they want to get slick out the mouth. "Oh, I got your man." And, but I'm going to tell you this other story. I broke up with my daughter's father. Found out he was cheating. And he was living with some girl, So I called him one day. And I said, "Hey," I'm trying to clean up. I got to go to work in about 4 hours, but I want to get some of this stuff done. And Egypt is just not letting me get it done. I need you to watch her. Well, he gave us a long story about how he didn't want to bring her where he was or whatever the case may be. Okay? And I said, "Listen, I don't care about your girlfriend. I just need you to take your daughter for a couple of hours so I can get some things done." He wasn't hearing me. Now, you done left me and I'm a single mother. Okay? That means if you left me and I'm a single mother, that means I have to take care of the children, clean up, wash clothes, and still try to go to work. Why would you leave this all on me? Now, instead of her dumb ass, excuse my language, paying attention to all that, she wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. Instead of her just saying, "Well, why don't you just go get the baby so she can do what she got to do, and that gives me a chance to meet the baby," or whatever the case may be. She wanted to be in the background, talking mess, running off at the mouth. And I'm telling her, "Mind your business. This is between me and my daughter's father. I don't care about you. I don't care that you're with him. This is between me and him. Because I've had a baby that's a part of him." She didn't want to hear that. She wanted to keep on going on. So then, when they take me to the bitter end, it takes me a long time to go off. And when I go off, I go off. There's no stopping me. I just take it too far, and that's just who I am. So most of the time I try to stay quiet, try to stay humble, because I know once I get going, I'm going. So now at this point, now I wanna run over, because I drove a big expedition at the time, and I'm like, okay, she want to keep talking mess, I'll run over. So I told her, I said, you know what? Come on outside. Because I ain't got this to do with you. You got the man and you still going on with your mouth. I just want him to take care of his responsibility. That's it. So I get that you get some of these women out here that's just so insecure. They're insecure and so happy that they think they took something from you when all they did was help you dodge a bullet. And that's the reality of it. Because he's going to do it to her too. Because that's who he is as a man. Because a real man will break up with his woman the correct way before cheating on her and then move on about his life. And that's the way a woman should do it as well. Okay, just like I've been in a relationship for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, right? He calls it's not a relationship, but I say it is, However, I've been trying to get rid of him, right? Because I want to date other people. So I waited out, and as soon as 3 months is up, almost up, here he go calling. He wants to be back together and all of this nonsense. And this is one of the reasons why I don't move forward. Okay? But I'm getting tired of the pattern now. I'm just so tired of the pattern. So I'm saying to myself, this next time, he's going to have to face the man that's in my life. Because the pattern stops. So you got to pay attention to all of that type of thing. When it's a pattern. They think they could break up with you and then go out there, do what they do, and then come back to you. No, it doesn't work that way. And a lot of men do that dumbness. Okay? But when you see it, that it becomes a pattern, you get away from it. It's no good. It's devilified. And that's just what I call it. Because a real man is not going to dip and dab outside of a relationship. He's going to stand his ground as a man and do what's right, whether it's controversy or chaos in a relationship. He's going to try to work it out to the best of his ability before running to another woman. And that's just how a real man is going to handle it. Okay? So, if a man is taking you through those channels, he's a man you don't want to deal with. We're tired of seeing all these women turning to women because they're tired of the chaos that men put them in, the chaos that they tie them to, the third-party situations, okay? And it's actually making women really want to kill their men. But you can't, because you're going to hurt in the end. So what we do is leave these niggas where they stand, alone, because that's where they'll be as soon as they finish doing that same ordeal to the next woman. You keep it moving until you find that right man that's going to stand their ground for you. That's the way it works. You don't have to fight. You don't have to hire an investigator. You ain't got to do all that. The moment that you know for a fact that your man is cheating on you, that's the moment you need to apart yourself. You got to pray, talk to God about it, and get going. Okay? The moment that he shows you that, it's time for you to let go. You don't have to go through all that other nonsense. If you don't want to be in a third party situation, you don't have to be in a third party situation. If he don't want to leave you alone, okay, even if you threatened him and your brother may threaten him and cousins, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. It's up to you to say, hey, I don't want to be with this dude. And that's that. Because he wants to put you in third party situations. See, a lot of people get hurt behind stuff like that. And see, they don't think about that. They don't even care. And that's just the truth of it all. If your man is putting you in a third party situation, he does not care about you. And that's point blank. That's just where it is. And we have to accept these things. Because anyone that loves you, love does not hurt. And if a man or even a female is hurting you, it's not a good situation. And sometimes we put ourselves in these situations not paying attention to what's really going on. Like a person like myself, I work a lot. As y'all know, I have my podcast, I have my music, I have my job, I have my daughter, I have so much going on in my life, my businesses. That sometimes a man could be doing something in my life and I won't even pay attention. And I think I don't even care. And it's not that I don't care, I'm busy. But instead of them saying to me, well, you're always doing this and that, and I don't get to spend time with you, so I can fix it, they'd rather kind of act with negativity. That's what we call them children men. Them little boys. Instead of speaking up for their feelings. Because that's what as women, we would do. Because if you mistreating me, or you feel like you being mistreated, you're going to speak on it. But they don't speak on it. They hold it in and then do what they do. Instead of talking about it. That's one of the biggest problems that men have. This is why they fail. Communication is the key. Then, they have this other tendency of wanting to tell you how you feel or what you're doing. Now, I'm a very busy woman. And I tell every dude that I talk to or be around, if I'm thinking about dating them, I try to let them know, like, look, I goes to work because I need my money. I got bills to pay. I run these businesses, so there could be nights where I come home and I'm swamped with orders. I gotta work, even after coming home from work. There may be a time I drop a song and I gotta market it. I'm gonna be in the computer for the next 5 hours. Can you handle it? Because if you can't handle it, then you're not for me. I'm not gonna be in your ass. I'm not going to be chasing you down. I hope you have some friends that you can hang out with, because at times I got work to do and I can't be no babysitter with you. But then when it's our time, I'm going to sit all of that down and pay attention to you. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. But men have the tendency to feel neglected, so they go out and find someone that they feel this is not that they're better than you, could give them a little bit more time. If they can give them a little bit more time, then evidently they don't have as much as you, or working towards the things that you're working for. So he's taking how can I put it? He's taking a loss dealing with someone else that's beneath you, all because you couldn't give them that time. And they couldn't value the fact that you're always busy. Instead of saying, well, is there something that I can help you to do? No, they'd rather say, oh, you strong, you could do it. How do you know how strong I am? How do you know what I've been through? I'm tired. Who gives you the right to dictate what I am? So it's okay for you to hurt me. It's okay for you to mistreat me. It's okay for you to do all of these things. Plus put me in third-party situations because you think I'm strong enough to deal with it. That's not what love and life consists of. That's falsified love. And if you have someone in your life doing those type of things, get rid of them. And sometimes it will take for you to meet somebody else and let them see the face value for what it is. Because you've always respected them. Because you know their patterns. That the next time that they try that pattern, they're going to have to stand face to face, toe to toe with someone else. Because they played too many games. Okay? This thing can get real serious. People can get hurt. This is why I tell people don't play the games. You know, I had a boyfriend of mine tell me one time. He called me up. I guess he was mad. Whatever. Because I do a lot of texting. Reason being is because sometimes I don't have time to talk. I'm listening to music. I'm listening to webinars. I'm doing all kind of things. So it may be something on my mind. I'll text it. I try to text it all in one big text so that way I don't have to text a person 50 million texts. You know, and it's crazy because I'm from the old school where texting didn't exist. So, you know, when I be texting people like damn, you always texting because I don't have time to pick up the phone and call. That means I got to hold the phone. You know, it's got to go around the house with me. I sit down for 20 minutes, text what I need to say. Because if I have something to say to you and I call you and you don't answer, I can't leave all of that on a voicemail. So I'm going to text you while I'm thinking about it, because if I don't, then I'm going to forget. And you may not never know what I wanted to tell you. So I'll text you. That's how I live my life. Everybody's not into texting. Some people want those phone calls. I get it. I'm just not the one to give it to you on a regular basis. But if you bring it to my attention, I'll try. I'm going to say it again. Don't ever fight over a man. It's not worth it. Men are going to do what they're going to do. You know. And, you know, I'm a woman that lost so much behind loving a man. But see, this particular man was dedicated to me for a long period of time. You know, and I knew he was. You know, but then he started slacking, meeting women, and, you know, started feeling himself. And I guess he wanted to taste the life with somebody else. That's fine. Just don't involve me. And that's the way I carry it. Do not involve me. I'm not going to be a third party in your situation. The day that we break up, we broke up. That's it. That's it. That's all. Now, if we have children together, then we figure it out. How you going to see your kid, whatever the case may be. But I was never one to, I'm going to fight this one or that. No, don't disrespect me. Don't be bringing nobody to my house. And that's that. You know. Actually, I've been cool with baby mothers from prior relationships. Because for one, if you with a man, and vice versa too, if you with a man and he has children, if you can't accept his children, then you can't accept him. Because if you love this man, you're going to love his children the same way. So you got to be willing to accept his children. You know, and then you got to think about the baby mother as well. Like I used to always tell my daughter's father, baby mother, bring the kids. I don't care. I'm not one of them baby mothers that's going to be, mistreating your kids, because I love kids. One, I love kids. Two, if he don't spend time with his kids, I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel right. I'm not going to even want him. If I don't see him spend time with his kids, I don't want you. Because I was an abused child and didn't have my father in my life. So I would never want to see another child suffer because the father doesn't want to be in that child's life. So that's a big no-no for me. Once I see that, I don't even want to deal with you. I lose all love and respect for you when it comes to a man. You know, I sit back. You know, a lot of people think that, like with myself, like I'm always at home. You know, I don't go out that much. That I don't have friends because I don't go out that much and I'm always home. I have friends. I just don't go around people the way others do. I'm not socially dependent. Okay? In other words, meaning dependent on other people in order to make myself happy. And you have a lot of people that's like that. They got to have lots of people around them in order to be happy. You know, they got to drink and party and do all kind of things to make themselves happy. They don't know how to make themselves happy without all of those people. They don't know how to make themselves happy. You know, that's what we call people that soul searching. See, I've done my soul searching many years ago. You know, I know how to go to a restaurant by myself. I know how to go out to a movie theater by myself and enjoy a movie and, you know, be able to come and tell somebody about the movie, you know. I know, you know, tell my other friends, hey, I went to go see blah, blah, blah. And, you know, well, who you go with? Oh, I went by myself. I'm okay with that. Because I'm okay with being a friend to myself. And loving myself and having self-worth for me. A lot of people are not like that because they don't know how to love themselves. But that has nothing to do with you. That's them. That's their issues. But you don't have to subject yourself to their issues. If they always love having a house full of people or always want to be running to the club and, you know, and this is what you're subjecting yourself to. No, you don't have to deal with it. That's something that they're looking for. They're seeking something. They're missing something, not you. And see, that's the thing. People don't look at what they do to other people throughout their seeking their soul. You know, I had a guy tell me, you know, I'm always taking care of my kids and I'm always doing this, giving up money for this and giving up money for that. Well, this is what you're supposed to do. They're your children. You had them. If you didn't want to have children, you would have wrapped it up. That's the way it works. But they here. It's part of life. You know, I call those type of people trying to understand life. Oh, well, this happened to me, that happened to me, and it's stressing me out. Okay, it's a part of life. But you don't bring other people in on your nonsense because you don't understand what you've done to hurt yourself, and then you bring in other people in on that hurt with you. No, it doesn't work that way. So you stop it, because they're out soul seeking and want to be around all these different people trying to figure out who they are. You don't have to subject yourself to that. You get out. And that's just how it works. Yeah, it may hurt, but you gotta go. Y'all, I got me some of these peach Jolly Ranchers. I'm a big Jolly Rancher fan. But these peach ones, ooh wee, they taste so good. I'm eating on one, that's why I brought it up. I just had to put y'all on. They are tasty. No, but you don't have to fight because your husband or your man decided he wanted to go be with somebody else. And it's disrespectful for them to not even tell you, like, look, I don't even want to be with you no more. Just go away. If you don't want to be with that person, just go away. Granted, yeah, we know in certain relationships, we buy things together, we get apartments together. But if you know that a relationship is not working, you prepare yourself to get out of it. That's the way it works. Just like with any situation. Just like my job. I hate my job. And I tell y'all this all the time. And it's not the actual job that I hate. It's the people. The people that make up the job. I had to prepare myself and work towards getting out of there. And sometimes that's what we have to do. Even in relationships. We don't let it get so bad to where third parties have to be involved in fighting, hurting each other because the other one took it too far. We don't let it go that far. We try to avoid that. Let me tell you something. You could be hurt today, right? Because your man cheated on you. You're getting the squirming feelings. You know he with this other woman, so you get these deep, feelings inside. You don't like the feeling. No one likes the feeling. But all you got to do is get yourself together and look in the mirror. And tell yourself, I can overcome this. And quiet as kept, all it takes is for another man to say to you, you're beautiful. And that pain will go right away. That's all it takes. This is why I always keep myself up. Sometimes, I personally, when I'm working a lot, I don't take care of myself. I'll get bags under my eyes. Look like somebody gonna punch me. My allergies is acting up. I'll throw my hair in a ponytail and just like keep it moving. I just be feeling, that was the good thing about going to work, because I knew a lot of people. It was very popular. And, a lot of my friends there at work, they would come through. What's up, Jackie? How you feeling? Oh, you look pretty today, And that's something that a lot of us did. We made sure we kept each other's self-esteem up, because we know how bad that job was beating us down. So we kept our self-esteem up, by helping each other. And that's all it takes. So the moment that your man say to you, and this is the God honest truth, the moment your man say to you, I don't want to be with you no more, let him go. You get yourself out, get yourself together, put on a pretty dress, put on your best outfit, whatever. Fix your hair. And you go outside and enjoy you. And the moment that one man says to you, you look beautiful today. Oh, I like your smile. That pain will go away. You know why the pain will go away? Because that man allowed you to say to yourself, I'm still beautiful. By him saying to you, you have a beautiful smile, or your dress is beautiful, or you look good today, ma'am, or even for a woman to come past you and say, I like that dress. Or, girl, your hair look nice. They give you reassurance that you're still here and you're beautiful. That's why I say, when a man tell me, I don't want to be with you, oh, really? Okay, no problem. Makeover time. Time for me to go out here and get myself together. Time for me to snap back. Granted, sometimes we don't have the money to go out and get the beautiful nails and the hairstyles and, But then that's why we learn how to do things ourselves. That way we don't have to depend on having that extra money, because sometimes that man was your financial, the way you took care of yourself. Now he gone. We don't allow a man, nobody, for that matter, to pull your self-esteem down to where you feel like you will not make it. You just don't allow it. And see, that's the problem that a lot of men have with me. They can't break me. So it kind of boggles them. The more you mistreat me, the flyer I'ma get. The more better I'ma get. The more self-worth I'm gonna build. So all you building is a baddie. What they call a baddie. Because you want to mistreat me. Now I'm going to show you who you was mistreating. And move on to the next. And that's the way I carry it. Of course, everybody's not like me. Some people call me cold. It's not being cold. It's called loving yourself. Because, especially a man can pull you down so far into a pit, Sometimes you feel like you're scrambling to get out. The moment that you feel like you're about to fall in that pit, that's the moment you dig your hands in the dirt, your nails in the dirt, and pull yourself right up out of it. I was looking at these women in this video. They were fighting. Right. One woman had 4 kids in the car. Her belly hanging out. Looked like she just had the baby, which she did. But the baby's about 8 months, so she wasn't working out. But her belly was hanging out. Then the other one was all big. And, I'm not going to say fat because I'm a little thick myself. Her belly was hanging out. And she's screaming, "That's my husband. That's my husband." And I'm looking at the video and I'm saying to myself, honey, that's not your husband. Because if it was your husband, he wouldn't be with the other woman. And if he didn't properly come to you and say, "Hey, I want a divorce," and served you, then he don't even give a damn about you, for real. He don't even give a damn enough to release you. While he's with this other woman, the pain that he's afflicting on you, it's something to think about. This is why today we don't blame the other woman. We blame that man for the mistakes that he's making and the drama that he's causing in his own life, let alone yours. See, they were supposed to be running up on him, not fighting each other. And see, all they do is sit back and laugh. Okay? After they have told these bald-faced stories, lies, to both parties. And we try to give them the benefit of the doubt. And we say, okay, give you the benefit of the doubt to be a man. Now, it's a saying that they have. All a man has is his word and his balls. That's a true saying. Because in reality, that's all you have. So, that's yours. Not talking about a job, financial. If you speak the truth as a man, it gives you respect. If you lie as a man, then people won't respect you. Okay? So they need to understand that you are the type of man that don't lie in order for you to get the respect that you deserve as a man. And that's just the way it works. So I say that to say, if a man can't be honest and truthful with you and say, listen, I thought this relationship was going to work, but I'm not feeling it anymore. I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to look at other women and I don't want to hurt you. So I would rather break up with you and go my way, you go your way, because this is what I'm feeling. I would rather break up with you than to cheat on you and hurt you. Honesty. They try to always say, oh, sometimes telling the truth hurts more than a lie. But then a lie can get you killed. And at least if you was honest, you told them they need to accept it. And some people is blind, you know. They don't want to understand it. They don't want to take the truth or see what they are doing not only to themselves but to you. You know, and that's just something that we have to deal with within people. You know, we get caught up in these friendships, these relationships, and we say to ourselves, is this something that I want? No, this is not something I want. I'm not going to live this life with this person this way. I don't see a future. And if you're a person, especially like a person of my character, you know, with so much going on, I need commitment. You know, I don't need no bull crap. I don't need no chaos. I need a stable relationship with a stable person. And we have our fun in between. And build. And if a person is not giving me that, I don't want them. I lose all respect. I lose love for you. There's no feelings there. That's why they think I'd be cold. And it's not that I don't care. It's that you got me to that point. Because you're not doing anything to understand why I don't need the extra. I'm gonna tell you this story. This guy I was dealing with had said to me, we got into it about something. I can't remember what we got into it about. But anyway, he told me lose his number. I laughed, because I'm the wrong person to tell that to. What, you thought I was going to hoop, holler, and scream? No. I'm going to lose your number. Like you told me to do. You request, I grant. One thing my grandmother always taught me, you let a man be a man. And if a man tell you he doesn't want you, believe what he say. Keep it moving. You don't force yourself on him, because then all you're doing is forcing yourself into more hurt. So when he said to me, lose my number, it hurt. I couldn't understand why. You know, it boggled my mind a little bit. About a half of a day. Maybe even shedded a tear for about maybe a half an hour. A little bit. But I said, okay, that's what you want. That's what you get. So I moved on with my life. I had already had a couple of friends. You know, my friends, we decided to get into a relationship. Then this other one calls me and says, well, what am I supposed to do now? What are you supposed to do? You the one who got rid of me. You thought this was a fairy tale? This is real life. Watch what you say to the people that you say it to. Because some people will grant you what you asked for. This is real life. He thought it was a fairy tale. He said, oh, I'm sick. Oh, you sick. Well, you wouldn't have been sick if you didn't tell me to lose your number. So it became a pattern, you know. And I told myself, okay, so this is a dead relationship. Meaning you have no other choice but to be cold. He would say to me, well, why you don't call me? Why should I? You don't even know what you want. I try to teach you things. I try to show you things. I try to spend time with you. And every time I try to do my part, you don't want that. So I'm not the problem here, it's you. You soul searching on whatever you're looking for. So look for it and leave me out of it. Stop calling me up every 3 months talking about, I miss you. No, you don't miss me. Because if you missed me, you would be with me so you couldn't miss me. And that's just the way it works. If it takes you 3 months to miss a person, something is wrong. Because if I'm in love or I love someone, as soon as they leave me to go to work or to go wherever they're going, I'm missing them. That's the way love is. People get love misconstrued. You know, they call themselves wanting to be loved or be in love, and wind up doing more damage to themselves than they do to you. Sometimes you just gotta get your popcorn and just sit there and watch the show. But after a while, the show gets boring. And you no longer want to be a part of it. You don't want the chaos. You don't want the fighting. You don't want the arguing. Because it's draining. Who wants to live a life where you're being drained emotionally and physically because a person don't know what they want with their life? And then they want to continue to involve you. It's not fair to you. So when a man tell you he don't want you, you keep it moving. You just dodged the bullet. You dodged your emotional being broken down on a regular basis. You dodged the stress that you're putting on your body because of this person. That's how you got to look at it. That, I love him, but he ain't for me. And sometimes that's just how you have to carry it. Because people don't care about your well-being and what they are doing to you. All they care about is themselves, and then they want to involve you. It doesn't work that way. That's not love. No way, form, or fashion. That's being used, mistreated, and abused. And you can't allow yourself to go through that. But you're not going to say to yourself, oh, I'm going to go out here and find out what he's doing. No, none of that. You ain't got to do none of that. Because you're wasting your time. You're wasting energy when you could have been building back up your energy, getting yourself together. Building yourself back up to meet somebody else, to meet somebody new, to meet a new friend, A lot of people call me a lot of different things, like, and tell me I'm always so happy because I keep myself happy. Happiness comes within you. And you know if a person is compatible with you. You know if a person is, just because a person makes you laugh don't mean that they're compatible. Just because a person makes you feel good in bed doesn't mean that they're compatible. Like myself, I'm very romantic. If a man that I'm dealing with is not romantic, I lose all feelings for him. That's just what it is. I don't want you. Because I'm very romantic. I like to have dinner with wine and candlelight and, fireplace and walks in the park, drive at night and just talk and, that's my type of thing. If my mate is not the same, I don't want him. I'm wasting my time. And see, that's one of the problems. We get with these people not knowing if we really compatible with them. And then they go cheat. Then we subject ourselves to third-party BS. Some women, because their man cheating, they cheat too. They be like, okay, you want to play that game? Well, I'm going to play it too. For what, though? Because in the midst of you playing that game and playing a third-party, playing in a third-party relationship, one of those men could really be one of the men that will be for you for the rest of your life. So that's the goal. When you meet a mate, you pick them based on you trying to be with them for the rest of their lives. Your life. Whether it happens or not. But that's the goal. Can I get old with this person? If they start getting old, well, I still love this person. No, then that's not the person you need to be with. Sometimes it takes a long time to find someone that's that one. I broke up from my husband, right? My second husband. And I kept saying to myself, oh, I ain't gonna find nobody like me. Kept saying that to myself for a while. Then I ran into my daughter's father. Like, this is way before she came along. Now, mind you, we worked together every single day. Together. If not every single day, almost every other day. And I didn't know how compatible we really was. That's why our relationship lasted 17 years. Because we realized even if we broke up and we moved on to try to meet other people, they just wasn't compatible enough with us and things we like to do. Now, as my daughter's father got older, we was no longer compatible. Because he let his age overtake him where I didn't. I kept doing the same things, I'm still young and hard. I still look beautiful. I may be aging, but I still look beautiful. I still put on my clothes, look good, feel good, I smile. Some people get caught up in the wrath of them getting old. You have to respect it. I never thought in a million years that me and my daughter's father would break up. I just thought he was going through some mental things. As people get older, they go through mental things, especially when they're dealing with the fact that they're older. When they look in the mirror and they see themselves getting older. And they have to accept it. Let me use myself for instance. I didn't get gray hair until I was 51. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, shoot, I got some grays. Wow, I'm really getting older. I couldn't accept it. Then I accepted it once I saw all them grays. I said, it's happening. Because my body indicated that I was still young. I was still able to play sports. I was still able to work a full-time job and do my businesses and come home and still keep myself happy. You know, I was still able to do all those things. So I said, I may be getting older, but I don't feel it yet. And everybody kept saying, oh, you're going to feel it, you're going to feel it. Well, I don't know what y'all talking about because I'm not feeling it yet. Then I start feeling my legs started bothering me more. And I get some aches and pains. And I said, oh yeah, I'm starting to get old. I'm starting to feel it like they said. I said, oh no, hold on. Let me go to the doctor. It's got to be something else because this is strange to me. But I was getting my 50-year-old aches and pains. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, oh, well, you got a little bit of arthritis. I said, that's it, a little bit? He was like, yeah, just a little bit. I was like, okay, so you're telling me I'm still good for another 20 years? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, great. That gave me the inspiration to be more active. And the more active I am, the less aches and pains I get. So, I look at myself as being forever young. Because I do the opposite of what age tells me I'm supposed to do. But people get caught up in it. And they want to walk around with the, oh, well, I'm old. My hip hurt. My back hurt. Oh, I can't do that. I can't bend down. My knees. I'm not claiming that. So when he accepted, he didn't accept that he was getting old, didn't want to accept it, and that he could still be youthful. That was his choice. I had to accept that. It was a hard break, but I had to accept it. It's simple. I could have cut him. I could have shot him. I could have bust out his car windows. I could have cut up his clothes. I could have did 1,000,001 things to make myself feel better, but it wouldn't have changed the situation. That's why I don't even listen or support any of those songs that they make. Oh, I bust out your window, or I had to beat up your wife, or had to kick in your door. Nah, because it doesn't change the situation. Because if the person puts you through that aches, that pain, they was done, or they really don't want to be bothered no more. So you let them go. You don't force a person to be with you. Even, they try to keep people from getting divorces, right? But if people marry for the wrong reasons, it's going to end up in divorce anyway. That's why we tell people, don't just get married, because it'll mess up your life. You got to make sure that this is the person you really want to be with. Because long term, your life will be destroyed. If this is not the person that you want to be with, or that you love, or that you're happy with. You're going to be a miserable soul, cheating on your mate, which is a bigger sin than just waiting it out. Seeing if the person is right for you. We have this thing, and this is why, some religions, they drink, but it's big in the Jehovah's Witness religion. They don't drink to get drunk. Because once you get drunk, that's when lust sets in. You start to see things that you wouldn't see if you wasn't drunk. And a lot of people act on lust. Well, lust doesn't build a relationship. Lust just helps you get off for that moment. Give you a feeling for that moment. And throughout that moment, sometimes we create children. And now you're stuck. So you have to think, is this somebody I really want to be with? A lot of factors plays the part. Are they financially for me? Are they romantic? I threw that out there before. Are they caring the way I am? I'm saying, that's the way you have to look at it. If you're a caring type of person. Do you want a person exactly like you? Or do you want a person that's different? Because mirrored relationships don't work either. So you got to look at these things. Now, you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that every time they go out and do something wrong, they telling you that you're doing something wrong. Like my ex, not my daughter's father, he swears I be cheating. And I don't deal with nobody but him because I wait the 3 months out that he pushes out, and then he'll make that call. He gets that urge. I just wait it out. Now, if you feel the need that you got to go out there and be a whore for 3 months, and then you want to come and then, proclaim you love me, you miss me, and that doesn't work for me. It gets old. So when you want to be in the streets, you go back to the streets. Stay in the streets. What's that saying 50 used to say? I had to give another one back to the streets. Sometimes that's just what you got to do. Because it's not for you. But then you find someone that is for you. And sometimes it takes time. And you need to be patient because you want the next relationship to be right. You want to be able to be comfortable in this relationship, this new relationship. Not just throwing yourself out there because you're lonely. And then you get into these fast relationships. Then they cheat on you. Then there's an argument or fight. And y'all going through it. And then you're telling yourself, how did I get here? Because you didn't wait. You wasn't disciplined enough to say, you know what? I'm going to wait this out. I'm gonna wait this out and see how this plays out. Because if it's meant, it's gonna happen regardless. But I just gotta wait this out. So there won't be no backlash, no drama, no BS. Relationships are supposed to be happy. Not every moment is going to be happy, because in a relationship you have sometimes financial issues, you have children issues, but you don't supposed to have any third parties outside of that relationship all up in your stuff. Back and forth. That's a no-no. And if you get a man that want to be cheating, the first time that he cheats on you, let him go. Because if he does it once, he's going to do it again. I don't care if it's every 5 years. Now, if y'all break up and he goes and do his thing, and you go do your thing, and then y'all say, oh no, that wasn't for me. I think I like it better with my old mate. And then y'all come back together, that's a little bit different. I mean, y'all shouldn't be breaking up, period, but sometimes you need that break. But you have to work on a relationship. You have to see whatever you got into when y'all got together, you have to continue those things or find other ways to make yourselves happy in that relationship. That's where romance come in at. Don't you know people that have romance, those are the ones that build friendships, because they're getting the inner soul of each other. They're connecting. That's how, during romance, is how the love spells, that they talk about love spells, but the love spells come about. You don't have to do all of that black magic or whatever they call it to get a love spell. You can get a love spell through romance. The feeling that you get from each other while enduring each other's souls will put you in a love spell where all you can think about is that person. That's why romance is the number one key to love. In my eyes. I don't know about anybody else. In my eyes. That dinner night. That night by the fireplace. That movie night. That walk in the park. All of that connects you. Because it's just you two. And you're there to entertain each other. Soul and make each other happy. The moment that they start bringing other parties in there, it destroys something. This is why women be so hurt, because you're giving all of you to this person during this romance and this love spell that y'all creating. I had a friend of mine tell me, this hurts so bad. And I said, I know. I understand. I get it. The moments that y'all spend together. Even if y'all don't have kids, or y'all do have kids, but just the moments that y'all spent together building those love spells. And then they destroy that with bringing in a third party. I get it. I understand perfectly. But if you don't have that romance, and build that love, there's no relationship. So you're better off just moving on. And that's just what it is. You don't have to fight and be busting out windows and none of that. Sometimes some people are just there for a season. I don't want to see my ladies out here fighting other ladies over a man, and a man gets to stand there and watch women fight over him. I don't care how good a man look. I don't care how good he sex you. It's not worth it. No man is worth you getting hurt physically because he chose to bring in a third party. Not you. He chose to put you in that situation of hurt. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I love y'all. I will continue to love y'all. And when I see negative things, I'm going to continue to teach y'all. We as women have to learn to stand for ourselves. Protect ourselves. Our self-worth. And just remember, just because you lose one, there's always another one. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.